Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. The stars have aligned and $20 silver is here. The floodgates have been open and the sky is the limit. The last time we saw prices even close to this was the July 2016 high of $21, and things are going to get interesting, right? It's like the perfect storm for silver. The gold to silver ratio is actually down to 91 to 1 from its 125 to 1 peak in March, and things are getting crazy, right? And, you got to remember, March silver was $12. Now it's 20. Silver is much more volatile than gold. And this article is going to be explaining, well, actually I have two articles for you guys. It's going to be explaining why prices are this high, if they're going to stay this high, and what the future entails. I definitely think this is going to be a really exciting time for precious metals. If you are bullish on silver, make sure to smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe because I post daily videos, especially with all the chaos, with all the volatility right now. You want to be subscribed because I will give you the newest, latest, freshest information in the world of precious metals. With that said, let's jump into the video. So you can see right now, silver has rallied substantially and it's up to, and it actually broke above $20. Now, I have a couple articles talking about how silver futures step out of gold shadow and surge to 3 years high. And it's definitely been in gold shadow, right? Gold setting record-breaking highs. It still hasn't broke past that $2,000 barrier, but it's the highest it's been, and it's going to break its all-time record high ever. Silver isn't even close to that, which is $50. It's not even half of that. So there's still a lot of ways. Silver still has a lot of catching up to do. And I think this is the start of it. So silver futures are latching on to gold's rally, climbing above the $20 an ounce level, the highest since 2016, on rising haven demand and concerns about supply of the white metal. Gold and silver have surged this year as the pandemic roiled the global economy, spurring sustained demand for havens. Even as some lockdowns were eased, the outbreak has yet to be brought under control in many countries, including the U.S., bolstering the case for holding the metals. And this is so true. It's very attractive when there's times of uncertainty, times of economic uncertainty, when there's chaos, controversy, when people aren't really trusting the banks or the government. And that's exactly what's happening right now. But we also have this other side of it, the other side of the coin, no pun intended, where there's not much silver. Silver is very scarce, and the supply is falling, the demand is booming. Especially as the price rises higher, demand is only going to pick up as other investors, new money is going to come into it. So there's going to be a lot of stability, a lot of support around this $20 level. So I don't see prices dropping much. There might be a small drop or a slight drop, which is a correction, which is healthy if you want prices to stay high. You don't want the price to just keep going up, up, up. That's like Bitcoin, which happens, if it happens like that, it goes down, it cracks. If it goes up really high, up, 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 it's going to what? It's going to go down, down, down. So right now, we do want a slight correction coming. That's just people selling the tops, trying to get some profits. But I promise you, the price will go up again. So silver, which has just completed its best quarter since 2010, is getting an extra boost from concerns about supply and bets on increased industrial demand for the metal used in solar panels and other manufactured products. We got to think about this. 5G technology. 5G, since silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, people need it. Companies need it. Big business needs it. 5G technology, solar panels, which is going into green energy, where everything's going to be green energy now. We also have electric vehicles, which silver is going to be highly used for. So with big business, the demand is skyrocketing. Supply is diminishing. But also the people like you and I, the small investors, the individual investors, are also going to be buying a lot of silver because we see the potential. The people that were in stock markets are going to be trying to get a slice of the silver pie because stocks aren't doing too much right now. And as silver is catching more attention, YouTube videos, news, articles are going to be written about it. People are going to be transferring from other assets, other investments into silver, which is only going to push the price higher. Of 275 disrupted mining operations globally, the most affected were gold and silver mines, according to S&P Global Market Intelligence. In Latin America, where much of the world's silver is produced, actually 40% of the global supply is in Mexico and Peru. The pandemic has worsened, with Mexico recently overtaking Italy in the number of virus-related deaths. Silver will continue to be pulled higher by the strong gold price and supportive financial conditions. Morgan Stanley said in the second half outlook that listed silver as its #2 pick after copper As real demand also recovers through the second half of the year, this will add further impetus to silver's price, narrowing the gold to silver ratio price slightly. The gold to silver ratio price, or the ratio, is actually 91 to 1 right now, like I mentioned, and it's only going to keep dropping. So this means that silver is outperforming gold. Silver futures for September delivery advanced as much as 2.7% to $20.30 an ounce on the COMEX in New York on Monday and settled at $20.19 an ounce at 1:27 p.m. Most active price surged 32% in 3 months through June. Silver futures have climbed more than 40% since the end of the first quarter, surpassing the 14% gain for gold futures during that time. On Monday, gold for August delivery climbed 0.4% to $1,817 an ounce. As silver prices have rallied, investors have been piling into exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, backing the metal, echoing a trend seen in gold. Global silver-backed ETF holdings rose 21% in the second quarter and hit record this month. So on Monday, it took about 92 ounces of spot silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. While that's well below the levels more than 120 seen in March, like I mentioned earlier, it remains higher than the average of about 69 over the past decade. Some analysts said that suggests further gains may be in store for silver. So they're saying that silver still has more room to run, and I want to talk about that for a second, because gold already has exploded. It's already blown through the floodgates. It's already reached its top of its all-time high. But like I said, silver's all-time high is $50. Right now, it's sitting at $20, so it's not even half of its all-time high. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, silver is more volatile than gold. So if if gold's gonna rise 15%, 16%, silver's gonna be rising 25, 26%. It also goes the other way. If gold's gonna drop 10, 15%, silver's gonna drop 20, 30%. So it's like gold on steroids. So if gold has done this already, silver is gold's little brother, so it catches up a couple weeks, a couple months after. So this is the beginning of silver's time to shine, and it could be more substantial, more exaggerated than gold, which means it could really do something huge, especially with supply and demand, with the new investors coming in. But you also got to remember the quantitative easing, the stimulus, the oversaturated markets that were pumping these dollars, these worthless dollars in, which is also going to support silver's price. See, silver benefits from two different angles. Gold is only seen as a safe haven metal. So gold only shines when the economy is doing bad. See, silver shines when the economy is doing bad, but also when the economy is doing good, because it's so intertwined with the industries. So it's a win-win situation. Here's green stimulus. So unlike gold, silver's price is largely driven by a host of manufacturing applications, kind of like I just mentioned. Morgan Stanley estimated that industrial demand makes up 85% of silver demand. The metal may be poised to benefit from a push toward less polluting energy technologies such as solar power, according to BMO Capital Markets. With eyes on recovery industrial demand in countries like China, the world's largest consumer of industrial commodities, some investors may be buying silver as a bet on new technology. U.S. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden outlined a goal last week of carbon-polluted free power sector by 2035, a move that would require rapid acceleration in the deployment of renewable wind and solar power, as well as electricity storage, while continuing to rely on emission-free nuclear power, which is only going to boost silver demand. Silver-intensive areas such as 5G and solar technology could well benefit from any fiscal impulse. BMO analysts, including Colin Hamilton, said in a research note, more than $50 billion of green stimulus has been approved by government thus far this year, over which roughly 3/4 has been in Europe. But perhaps more impactful has been the recent Biden campaign and a clean energy plan, most notably a zero-carbon power grid by 2035, which would see new wind and solar capacity built to displace thermal generation. And that's only going to be extremely bullish for silver. So we have this diminishing supply, falling supply, but a rapidly high demand. It's only going to shoot the price up. When you talk about supply and demand, it is the most influential factors when you're trying to predict or forecast precious metals. Supply and demand is number one, right? But not only do we have supply and demand, we have the gold to silver ratio, we have everything happening in the economy, we have this overspending by the government, and we also have the 2020 presidential election coming up, which is going to cause more chaos, more controversy. It's only going to push the price higher. Silver is setting up for the perfect storm. The stars have aligned, and I think the time has come. How high do I think silver is going to go? I definitely think we could see $50 silver again. Remember, only 9 years ago, silver was $50. 9 years ago. And the times were not as severe, not as dire as they are today. In 2011, what, recession, depressions, economy, but there was not. It all started from the 2008 credit crisis, the financial crisis, which led to $50 silver in 2011, which we're kind of seeing now. But we also have a global pandemic on our hands, halting, shutting down mining operations. We also have more overspending from the Fed than we've ever seen. So if silver would hit $50 back then with those conditions, it definitely could hit $50 in these conditions. If you want to talk about crazy silver prices, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in crazy times. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. I have a lot more work to do today. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to keep tuning in, keep, getting educated on what's happening with prices, what's the best strategy, make sure you subscribe to my channel. We just passed 28,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough. The link to this article will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Like I say, do your homework like I do. It's the most efficient way. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this video up here. This was Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.